Even one of them went on Facebook to post a status that I need to myself. Be honest with yourself. Stop worrying about being honest to other people. The sooner that you learn that nobody really cares about you, the sooner you stop being a victim. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Josephine. I give you beauty, lifestyle, and fitness. I was going to say fashion, but fashion is included into lifestyle. I think that's my saying for now. But if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy, y'all. Wait, before we say anything, I just hit 1K subscribers. That is insane. But I just want to say thank you so much, y'all. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to take your life back. How to go from a loser to thriving. Yes, I am calling myself a loser because certain traits that I had back then was very disgusting. And I did tell you guys that I was going to open up a lot more so that you guys can get to know me. And on top of that, I did say I was going to bring more self-development videos to you guys so that I can help you guys get to the level that you need to be in life. So like I said, from loser to thriving. Before we get into things that you can do to elevate your life, I just wanted to give you guys a background story and show you guys that I do have the credibility to not tell you, but to advise you on certain things. And this all started when I was in high school, right? In high school, I just graduated from middle school. You know, middle school is tough, especially being an African girl. Being an African girl and coming straight to another country that was heavy on colorism. And it was not easy. I was bullied my whole middle school career. And when I got to high school, it did affect me a little bit. I became very lonely and I would skip class, y'all. I would skip class. I would not go to class. I wasn't the best student ever. Until I met a group of friends. No, those group of friends didn't even help me become the best version of myself. But hey, at least I had friends. It was better to have friends than to not have friends. But I knew those friends were not good for me. Those friends would talk behind my back, not apply girl code when I was around. It just basically shady stuff, okay? And until one day, it was like my sophomore year is when everything clicked for me. That's when I realized that my friends are not really my friends. And that was the first time I ever did something really, really bold, and which was cut my friends off. And it didn't end well because those friends ended up bullying me. And no, I did not cut them off in a negative way. I just simply stopped hanging out with them. It's not like they wanted me around anyways, but I simply just stopped hanging out with them. I was focused on myself. And at that time I had a boyfriend, so I was with my boyfriend majority of the time, and I was focused on my schoolwork. But they didn't take it well, and they bullied me. And to the point where even one of them went on Facebook to tell me, or to post a status that I need to myself. PG-13. Of course, that didn't faze me. But in that moment, I learned something valuable as a 17. I think I was 17, 18. I was 16, 17. As a 16, 17-year-old, I learned something valuable. People around you make a huge difference. Those friends were not contributing to anything that was going on in my life. They was not pushing me to the next level. When I let go of those friends, it was just me and my boyfriend. I was focused on my classwork. I was focused on getting the best grades. I even sat in front of the class. All that stuff I did. I just gave myself a 360 at that time. And I went from being one of the worst students in the school to being in the top 10, and even graduated being in the top 5 of my whole entire class. And not only that, I got selected out of all 6 schools and being the 6th person to be in a paid internship in our school. And my life just drastically changed. And being in that internship, I became friends with 2 other girls that was in the internship, and it became one of the best friendships I've ever had in my entire life. I've never been the type of person to be afraid to say I look up to people, I'm inspired by people. You need to get that mindset out of here. Nobody's scoring you, or nobody's making you feel less than to be inspired by somebody else except for yourself. Those two girls that I became friends with, I was so inspired by them. They were so focused on their work. They was goal driven or goal orientated, something like that. They was in sports. I even started running track so that I can hang out with them. Just being around them alone really leveled up my life. Okay. And then sadly, high school was over. So we get into college, and in college, I bring my ambition into college. Freshman year, I'm on it, on the roll, top students in my class, hitting all my assignments. In college, it was freshman college was a breeze, okay? And I had a group of friends. So freshman year, I think it was first semester, it was such a breeze until second semester hit. Second semester hit is when I realized that FAFSA was not funding in my education anymore. They was basically saying a whole lot of paperwork or whatever, but long story short, I remember my mom coming to the house and telling me that it's I take a break from college or I completely drop out because they can afford to take me to college. And it was a whole lot of family stuff going on. Ever since that day, me and my old friend decided to hustle to find any loan company that will accept me so that I can go to school. And I kept applying. I kept calling to loan companies for school student loan and everything. I kept getting declined, y'all. The thought of being at home was scary to me. Mind you, I used to be that student that I was like, I would never be that student that drop out. I would never be that student that do bad in school. I'm an African kid. You know, I have to be excellent in school. So I went back to campus, even though I was not even allowed to be on campus. I didn't pay for nothing. I didn't pay for room, dorm, nothing. I didn't even register for class, but I still went anyways. And I somehow thought there was going to somehow some miracle is going to happen. And it did. So, long story short, I was fighting. I was fighting for people to help me. I was still calling student loan, everything. I would wake up at 6 a.m. to call a student loan company. They would still say no. And I would still call them the next day. I had 2 weeks to do this. And it was my last 4 days. And I still didn't get not even one help, but I didn't give up. And, I remember it was my last day of, yeah, I'm about to get emotional. If I even get to that, just imagine how much that took a toll on me. So it was my second to last day, still nothing. And I remember waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I took a shower. I went back to my dorm room, got dressed, and it was still dark outside. And I sat next to my window and I just started crying and I just started talking. And I just started talking to God. I was not even praying. I was talking. And then out of nowhere, I just started to demand things from God. And I know a lot of people are going to look at me like, what are you doing? But I started to demand. I said, this is what I want for myself. I'm never going to quit. Every time I tell this story, it just makes me emotional because I kept hitting my chest. I kept crying so hard. And I was looking at outside the window. Right now, it sounds cringe, but in that moment, it was the most powerful moment of my life. I was crying. So I was done crying and I was like, let me call Salome for the last time before I pack my stuff and leave. Cause, student housing was at my door. Okay. So I was like, let me call Salome for the last time. And a guy answered the phone. He was like, I know who you are. We declined you a lot of times and I'm sorry. And then whilst he was in the middle of his conversation, he was like, hold on. And I'm like, okay. So my call got transferred to somebody else and it was a woman and she was like, hey, we just approved you. You can go to your, student loan and your financial aid office and tell them you just got approved. I was in shock. I was looking at my phone she was like, hello. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. I was crying. It was so unexpected, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, going through all that did, affect my mental. And, And the moment I was able to go back to my classes, it was a friend of mine's birthday. And long story short, that day was one of my worst and scariest day of my entire life. I took an edible. It wasn't my friend's fault or anything, but I didn't think I was having a bad headache before she came to pick me up. And I took a pill to help with my headache. And, I took a pill to help with my headache and I went to her party. But before we did that, we took an edible. It's college. Everybody's or taking edible. So my thing was taking edible. I never had a problem with it and I knew how to control it. So I didn't understand why I was feeling that way when I took an edible at her house before we went to her party. And, the moment we got to her party, we was done setting everything up. Whilst we were setting everything up, I was feeling good. I was feeling like, ha 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 ha, he. I was feeling like myself, but in an extra way. So I didn't think nothing was wrong until we was done setting up and people started coming in. I was just like, I legit can't feel nothing. I can't feel my legs. I can't think straight. I can't see straight. So I decided to stay in the bathroom because I just couldn't do it. But my friend was like, you can't stay in the bathroom. Long story short, I called a friend of mine who was in New York City, but her mom was a nurse and her mom was saying that I'm having like some panic attack or something and I need to be rushed to the hospital because her mom is a nurse. And, I ended up going to the hospital by myself. I don't want to get into details of that story anymore because no, I'm tired of crying. But thank God, I thank God that my Uber driver was a good person and actually helped me get into the ER. I got to the ER, long story short, I was sedated. I was in the hospital for a while by myself and also ended up going home by myself. And in that moment, I learned another valuable lesson. Nobody got you but you. Nobody in this entire world or entire life got you but you. I mean, there are some people who's going to come through for you, but at the end of the day, count on yourself first before you even think about counting on anybody else because you're going to be heavily disappointed. After I came from the hospital, none of my friends came to even come see me. They was all avoiding me. I won't even call them friends, but they was all avoiding me and I was lonely and depressed. I was so sad and so alone that I even made friends with somebody who was in Wisconsin. Okay. We was FaceTiming every single day. Like, I don't know how me and this person became friends or became something that we was FaceTiming every single day, but I was so happy that somebody who don't even know me was picking up the phone every time I called or I was picking up the phone every time they called. And a stranger was my support. Yeah, just imagine how much mental damage that made me. Like I would cry every night. Like, and that whole time my performance in classes were shit. Okay. Just like shit. I didn't have nobody to talk to but that person, but there's so much one person can do. I've never been that type of person that I feel defeated. I would never, ever, ever, ever in this entire world feel defeated because I know there's always a way. Long story short, I got into fitness. And of course, when you're doing something new that a lot of people are not participating in or you're doing something out of the norm, you're going to hear people talking. People are going to talk about you. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to call you names. Yes, I went through all that when I started fitness, but I didn't care. At least I had something going on for myself. So summer break is here. This is when my family, we moved to Poughkeepsie. In Poughkeepsie, there's nothing around you. Everything is an hour away and there's nothing walking distance. Like there's no way it is anything around you. And I still to this day don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive. I don't have a car and I didn't have a job to be calling Ubers to go places. The only thing I had was that big ass house and, a gym that was 30 minutes walk from my house. In the house by myself. And every single day I made it my duty to go to that gym. Every single day I wake up at a certain time. That's when I started to realize that routine is everything. When you have a routine, you have everything. You can figure a lot of things out. I was going to that gym. I was every time I'll wake up, I'll make my protein shake, and I will walk 30 minutes to that gym, be in that gym for an hour or two. After I'm done with the gym, I'll come back, and all I was doing is watching motivational speeches. And at that time, I was in Herbalife too. And in Herbalife, I don't know if you guys know Herbalife. It is a company that you you bring people on your team, and like you sell products like shakes and all that stuff. Y'all get the gist. I was in that too. So that's what my days and my time was consistent of. And it was a constant routine. Here are things that I learned in that moment. One, being on the road to being successful, on the road to renew yourself, on the road to being a better you, is not a fun road. It's not a fun road, and it's not an exciting road. It is a boring and unsexy process, and where your friends are not even going to be hearing from you as much. You're not going to be having time for social life. You're not going to have time for anything or anybody else but yourself. In that repetitive stage, you start to get bored, and you're like, nah, let me switch things up. No. This is when the real test starts. When things starts getting boring and you having the urge to change things up or to back away from that plan. It was sophomore year. And my mindset was not to be a great student at all. I was just there to work on my Forex and work on my fitness business. That's all I was in college for, because I also realized that college was a big networking platform or a big networking place. So to build a business as well. So sophomore year is going well. I'm in this Forex thing. I'm trading. I'm building a group. I'm like building Real Fit Jojo, which is my fitness business. I'm having clients and everything. Everything is going great. Of course, my classes, it was okay. Like I was not even going to class. I wasn't feeling, but I was doing horrible. Until, one day I came back from financial aid. I was about to take a nap. And then my brother calls me, and he proceeds to tell me that my dad, got a stroke. And he's in the hospital, and they don't know if he will survive because it's a 50-50 chance. And they did brain surgery on him. Long story short, COVID hits. Everything was just weird. Like everything was just weird in that moment. And all I know is they was telling everybody it's time to go back home. Or I go back home. My dad did recover, but he, in that like first few months, he didn't remember anything. He didn't remember anybody but my mom. And he was in the house. So I went back home and I was in the house. So I was practically taking care of my dad. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to hide it, but that hit me so hard. I couldn't, cause just imagine seeing your father not being able to walk, not being able to talk, not being able to do things on his own, and you having to help him. Every time I would help him with something, it would literally tear me apart. I didn't have a routine. Like I was gaining weight. I was not eating. I would eat at 4 a.m. in the morning. I became so money hungry because I wanted to help my parents. So like everything was just going bad. And then one day I lost it all. Like I lost my Forex group. I lost the person I was talking to at that time. And I was just plain out depressed. But I still had, Real Fit Jojo. So when I still had Real Fit Jojo, I decided to put my all into Real Fit Jojo. And that's when I went wrong. When you lose it all and you hit rock bottom, don't go straight into getting to work, or don't go straight to working and everything. You have to sit there, feel that emotion and go through it. Because when I'm the type of person to avoid what I'm feeling, to avoid my situation because I don't want to deal with it. That's exactly what I did. I didn't want to deal with it. I was like focused on Real Fit. I took on so many clients when I knew I couldn't handle it. But I kept going. As time goes by, I started to notice that I'm getting burned out. Like to the point where I have to take naps in between clients. Like I was getting burned out. I was not being creative. Everything I was doing was so sluggish. Like I was just all over the place. Until one day I knew I was completely burned out was when I was training a client. And in the middle of training the client, y'all, I fell asleep. I know to y'all, it's like, oh, girl, you was just tired. No, I was so burned out. That was the first time I even got real sleep. Okay? And that's when I realized, yo, it's time to get shit together. So this is when the real work started, y'all. I remember standing at my window and I was just like, yo, I have lost everything. I don't know, like one day it clicked to me that everything that's happening to you, how you navigate through life, how you do things, how you talk to people, how you manage money, how everything about you, you as a person has a source to it, has a root to it. Because as a human being, when you're born, everything that you pick up is from somebody or from like a community. You don't learn to do certain things on your own, like you invented it to do on your own. You learn from somebody, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family, whether it's a loved one. You learn from somebody. So there's always a root to everything. And then that's when I realized that your childhood trauma is connected to everything. That's when I knew I was a genius a little bit, when I realized that everything is tied to like your trauma. Like people don't really think about that. Did you think about that? Who you are is attached to who raised you and what you've been around your whole entire life. And I don't know how, but one day I came across a book, the best book ever in this entire earth. I don't care. I will stand behind this book because this book changed my entire life. But I came across emotional intelligence. Y'all. And ever since then, my life has been turned upside down. You're not who you think you are. You don't even know yourself. When I started reading the book, I said, you coming off a little too strong, buddy. Calm down. But he was telling the truth. The book literally scratches everything that you think you know and makes you relearn everything. Just imagine how much confusion and how, like, the process of having to go through that. It was not fun, but I went through it. I went through that book like it was nobody's business. Y'all, give me a second. I'm going to show you. These are my notes, some of my notes of emotional intelligence. This book is literally free therapy. And in that period of my life, I realized at the age of 22, I had nothing going on for myself. I know I gave you guys a little tips whilst I was talking or giving you background stories of how my life was. But I do want to give you guys an actual advice when it comes to navigating this thing called life and going from being a loser to thriving. And I'm not really calling you a loser, but you get what I'm trying to say. Let's get into things that you need to know to take back your life or to level up your life. Be honest with yourself. Stop worrying about being honest to other people or telling people about themselves. Tell yourself about yourself. So sit down and literally evaluate your life from head to toe. And that's exactly what I did. A lot of us can't do that. We don't have the guts for it because we know what we're going to be facing. Just like some of us don't even open our bank account because we're scared of what we're going to see. Stop. Today, you have to sit down and face all your problems. For what I did was I sat down and from head to toe, I wrote down everything that I need to fix in my life. From my physical, from my financial, from my spiritual, from my relationships, and for internal. Everything. I just sat down and became real with myself. Because at the end of the day, without awareness, there's never going to be no change. How are you going to change something that you don't know? Next thing, find a friend who is very honest with you. And not in a way to bring you down or make you feel like. Find a friend that can give you, constructive criticism. A friend that you can hit up and say, hey, tell me about myself. Because at the end of the day, your eyes can only see so much. You can't see everything. And if you read the emotional intelligence book about social awareness, how you think you see yourself is not how other people see you. I'm telling you, it's not how other people see you. So I did have this friend that I can easily call her and be like, hey, do you think I'm emotionally intelligent? And she would tell me like, yeah, no, you're not. Do you think I'm consistent? You could be better. Do you think, is there anything that you think I need to work on when it comes to my tone when I'm talking to other people? Yeah, you need to work on this and that. Find that friend or find a mentor or find somebody that you know that can give you constructive criticism. It's very crucial. When you get that information, next thing is knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. We get all this advice. We watch all these motivational speeches. We watch all these things and we listen to these people we followed, and then yet we're doing absolutely nothing. We're not doing nothing. Nothing irks my nerve or nothing gives me the ick. And I'm sorry, I might be a little harsh because I'm here to be that harsh sister that you never had. And let me stop. But nothing irks my soul than somebody who constantly asks for information and help, but never use it. See, if I grab you there. But the moment you get any type of knowledge, you get any type of information, or you get any type of help, apply it. Use it. Don't put it in the back like it's some decoration. Use it. Get rid of all those people. I'm doing too much now. Am I doing too much? You think I'm doing too much? No, I'm not. I don't think I'm doing too much. Get rid of all those people. It's so crazy that half of y'all already know that there's some people in your life that is not supposed to be in your life, but yet the fear of, I don't want a negative conflict. I don't want them to think I'm weird. I mean, they ain't do nothing to you anyways. If they didn't do anything to you, you could just distance yourself from them and hang out with them at a certain time. But if you know they're toxic for you, they don't support you, they're making fun of you, trying to be a better person. I didn't verbally say it, but you know what I meant. Let it go. Cause y'all don't understand the power. If you guys listen to the background story, the power of the people around you is so important. If there's 5 fools and you hang out with them, guess who's going to be the 6th? Yeah, you. Not me. You. You're going to be the 6th fool. So find people to be around. And I'm going to tell you this right now. No, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be quick to find people who aligns with your goals because it's going to take a while. But in that moment of you waiting to attract those people, you need to be working on yourself. I'm going to tell you my little secret of what people like about me is my level of consistency, my level of discipline, my level of dedication, and my level of self-love. JoJo is hardworking and very focused on what she wants to do in life. Self-love comes from dedication and discipline. Matter of fact, forget dedication. Self-love comes from discipline. How much you're disciplined shows how much you love yourself. If that makes sense. Your level of discipline equals to your level of self-love. If you're somebody who's like, yeah, I think I could be healthier, but yet you're bullshitting. You think I would think you like yourself? Or you have this friend or you have this lover who constantly bring negativity and toxicity into your life, but you keep going back and you keep hanging out with them. You think I know that you love yourself? Or you say you would do something that you would do for yourself, not for somebody else, for yourself, but you never do it. You think I think you love yourself? This doesn't apply to everything, but how you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. The sooner that you learn that nobody really cares about you, the sooner you stop being a victim. You're not a victim. The sooner you realize nobody cares about you, you're going to stop being a victim. Oh, this person needs it. Shush. No. This life of yours is only in your hands, nobody else's. The only way somebody can disappoint you, the only way somebody can hurt you is if you hand them the power. Understand at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own happiness. You're responsible for your own life. You're responsible for everything that goes on in your life. Nobody is coming to save you. I told that to myself when I was stuck in that Poughkeepsie big ass house and I couldn't go anywhere and I was crying and I was playing the victim like nobody ain't laughing. Okay. Did I help? No. Why? Because there's nobody coming to save you. Get that ass up and go do what you have to do. Get up and go do what you have to do. Get up and go make it happen. Get up and go fulfill that dream that you say you wanted to do. What did Ashake said? I will chase my dream because I know nobody will do it for me. If you sitting there expecting somebody to come save you, those days are over. With that being said, that's all I have for now. But if you guys did enjoy this video and you felt like I was able to help you guys just a little bit, one thing stuck to you, let me know. Put it in the comments. Or I'm just happy that I was able to help you. And I hope my story was able to help somebody come out of whatever they're in, or to help somebody feel better about themselves. And understand that at the end of the day, life is hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything when it comes to this self-development thing. I'm not going to be that sweet auntie that just give you sweet cakes and kisses and hugs. No. I'm going to be that auntie that tells you, baby girl, you're going to toughen up or this world is going to walk you like a dog. Because that's how I got it. That's how I got it. Nobody came to save me. Nobody came to help me. I had to crawl and walk and run on my own. So but you have me though. So I'm going to be doing that with you. And if you guys do enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.